Hello, listeners. You are back with us on How Good Was It, where we review movies, in particular the movies of our past, to see what is up with them. Are they still good or not? But you'll get all the lowdown in the little recap that comes later. Hello, Scott.
Hey, welcome back, Coach.
And what is up, Dana? Coach.
King Kong ain't got shit on me. Wait,
What movie is that from?
what? Sorry, wrong Denzel movie.
That's the one I wish I was watching, but okay.
Ay, ay, ay. Is that how this review is gonna go? We
Shame on this guy.
Oh man, that's not the way to start an episode, especially during our perfect movie month, man. This is Dana's pick, and this is the second half to our retro review of Remember the Titans. As you may have heard, starting Mr. Denzel Washington, among others, which surprised the shit out of me. I had totally forgotten the cast of this movie. But let's jump into the mix, man. Remember the Titans was or is Dana's pick, or what we chose from his list to go over for this episode. Perfect Movie Month is all about our personal picks for, I guess, perfect movies or what we would deem to be perfect movies. Dana, tell us about this movie. I mean, what made you put this movie on your list in the first place? What is it about this movie that to you constitutes or includes it on your perfect movie list?
Well, so I know I went through a lot of definitions of what I thought a perfect movie was.
Mhm.
One of the things I left off was anything that irritates Scott. And so I
thought
think
you were
this
going to
was a
say
movie.
I thought you were going to say that you like movies with teenage boys, but okay, no, go ahead.
No, so I mean, it really is about rewatchability and a lot of the acting for me. And for this one, it's definitely out of all the movies that I chose on my list, it's very I would say it's probably the most uplifting one. I kind of like formulaic stuff. Give me a happy ending. Give me some memorable lines, that type of stuff. Give me kind of just an overall story. I mean, like though this was based on a true story, I kind of like the believability of it. I love stories that could kind of capture my imagination. I think this was one for me that I did like because it's dealt with the topic that we've been around forever and in the world with
Unfortunately.
racism. Yeah, unfortunately. But just really just how people could overcome. And it is pretty funny, especially in the South. Till this day, you could go to the most racist area, but what brings everybody together? A good football game and a high school football game. It's kind of
Mm,
insane, honestly. So
that is very true.
yeah, so this definitely was just one of those feel goods. Weirdly enough, Disney movie. I always keep forgetting that it's a Disney movie. Um, but just a very just simple movie, straight to the point with good acting and a good story, in my opinion. So that's why I chose it.
I'm glad you mentioned that it's a Disney movie because I did forget that. And it actually explains a few things.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that to scare you or in a negative way. So don't read into that line. We'll find out later, of course, during our critiques. But man, we got to hand over the magic mic to Scott because I hope he's about to give us some
Whoops.
facts and figures on this movie.
Jesus.
Supposedly he took notes. Let's
Oh
find out if
yeah.
that's true. Give it to us, Scott.
All right, so this movie was made for $30 million. It was a big hit. It grossed 136
Mm.
million worldwide. I believe
Wow, impressive.
it came out in 2000. I believe it was 2000. I guess I didn't write that down, but I believe it came out in 2000. So no, it was a hit. It was a hit. The director is a unknown guy named Boaz Yankin. I think I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name. He really has not done much of anything. He has no other big new movies under his name other than a movie called Fresh. I'm not familiar with that, but
Are you serious?
He did
oh my god,
Fresh.
oh wow.
This is
Apparently,
the
you
first
both
time
know
I hate you
Fresh.
being so white. And then you're also not from New York, so I
Oh,
mean
by the
it's a
way,
great.
Fresh.
I'm
He
sorry, you're gonna
wrote
have to repeat that because you went into
Yeah, you're
robot
kind of
mode
going
for
in
a
and
minute.
out.
Boz Jenkins wrote Fresh.
No,
So,
he didn't.
what the hell is Fresh about?
Okay.
Oh
First of
wow.
all, all right, Dana,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Get him.
but I gotta see a picture of this guy. I gotta look him up
Oh,
because
he is as European as his name sounds.
are
Is
you
what he looks
Fuck
like.
out of
because
here.
I'm like, okay, okay.
Wow.
No, this guy
Israeli
did.
American.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm looking at him right now because it's blowing my mind. But
It's blowing my mind too, man. Okay, we're officially changing pace and we're gonna refresh now because
What
this
the
is
hell is
way too
Fresh?
intriguing.
I am not familiar with this movie. Apparently Samuel L. Jackson is. What is Fresh?
You
oh
take it,
man.
Dana. You take it,
Yeah,
man.
dude, there's a lot of people. You know who's also in there? Giancarlo Esposito. He's in that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Like
Some
there's
guy
a
named
lot of
Sean
people in that
Melson's
movie.
in it too. I am not
So
familiar with this movie.
Sean Nelson, this is probably the biggest thing he's done. I mean, he still does stuff, but he's not really known for anything. But it really is just about a kid growing up and just having to make these decisions. I believe it's actually in Brooklyn, where he's just his whole world is just surrounded by what he knows: the streets, gambling, drugs, and long story short, it brings his introspection of what life is and then if life could kind of get better. So I mean he's a very bright guy. A lot of it you kind of see because he's playing with his dad who's has a bit of like an estrangement issue with Samuel L. Jackson. But he's always playing chess with him, he's always getting worldly advice from him, but he's always just in these street situations. And then it basically ends with him trying to find a way out. He does find a way out. He tricks a lot of different people, a lot of different gangbangers into basically facing off or getting arrested so him and his family could kind of get to a better life. But I mean, it's kind of it is sad and
Yes.
happy at the same time. Like
And
it's
written and
kind
directed
of
by an Israeli man. So yeah,
pretty
very
deep. Yeah, it's
authentic.
pretty nuts.
I would have
And
By
never
the
they're
way,
shaky.
guessed.
this movie, that movie only made $8 million, so I don't feel as bad not knowing this movie.
No, which is fine. Because yeah, it is not your. I'm telling you, it's not your type of movie that it's like, hey, let me turn it on. Like it is really on some sad shit. Like it
Oh,
is.
okay.
I mean,
It
you were
it
sad about
is.
Boys in the Hood. This is kind of similar. Like it's like you feel bad for him, but
It it
Gotcha.
you
it
also root for
think
him.
of it as a I'm sorry to interrupt you, but think of it as a precursor to Precious. And
Oh,
you'll get the idea.
Oh man,
wow.
Even though
It's that messed up.
Precious goes
Oh, okay.
extra. It's
Oh,
extra.
okay. All
It's
right. All right.
not this is not. This is kind of like a slight warm up in that direction.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
yeah, Fresh was a movie I remember, and not to dwell too much on this movie because this episode is about Remember the Titans, if we care to remember. But it's just a surprise. I would have never guessed someone of
wow.
yeah, Dana's shaking his head. We're both totally befuddled by this revelation of that this is the
Yeah.
same guy who put out
And I
Fresh.
take it
But
that's
hey,
not a Disney movie either.
oh
Fresh is not.
no.
It's not a Disney flair to this one. Yeah.
This puts Remember the Titans in a whole new spectrum for me, man.
Yeah,
This
like
review has totally changed now, dude. It's
wow.
wow. That is a
That guy
Yeah.
has
revelation.
range. That's all I could say. But it's
That
even
Well.
more
yeah.
trippy if like it's like he tells black stories and he's as white as fucking he could possibly
and
be.
Data, for the trivia for this movie, he had never seen American football before, so he had to like watch like a bunch of stuff to get ready for this movie. He was
Okay.
not familiar with football.
Anywho, but Remember the
Yeah.
Titans, man. Let's get into this. Anything else you want to add, Scott, as
Oh
far as
no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready. Take it away, Dana.
Always
well,
damn notes, you say.
Scott wears these things on his sleeve, man, and I already see where this is
Oh,
going. But let's go through the
seriously.
motions.
Wow, wow.
Luckily, he has terrible taste, so I'm never really too offended.
Dana, he may surprise us, man. You never know. He
You
may
never
surprise us.
know.
No, you can't make that old dog learn new tricks.
We know him well. So should we just jump into the plot then, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I'm gonna have to
Um,
hand it to one of you guys because I totally don't remember how this
No, well,
movie
he's going right
started.
to Dana because I've watched this movie quite a while ago now.
Okay.
And by the way, I think the first half of the movie, first half of the episode, I said I had never seen this movie. I have seen it. Yeah, I when I started watching, I'm like, oh yeah, I know this movie.
a
So
little bit too campy for you. Look at
no,
you,
not
just
campy. I mean, it follows a formula that a lot of movies have, and it's a winning formula. It's a formula where it's a comfort film.
We're
I
going
get it.
straight to how good was it?
No,
Man?
yeah.
For
And that's
real,
okay.
dude.
We can if you want to do that first. It's our show. We can do
Um,
whatever the hell we want.